Hello guys, welcome to MPTV. Today I'll be your host Sharon Owen. Now today we'll be talking about youth, like the challenges they undergo and others. And with me here, I have a guest. But before we start, let's play a game of subscribing. Now I'll count 1 to 3, and all you need to do is touch that button. 1, 2, 3. Thank you so much for those who have subscribed. And for those who have not, it's still not too late. Now, my guest here will introduce herself and tell us more about herself.
Thank you for having me here. My name is Mamuna Naima and I'm a university student.
Okay, today's topic is mostly about the relationship affairs among youth and also politics, because youth are involved so much in politics, their lives outside there and their life inside school. Now Naima here will help me to analyze. So we'll start with relationship affairs. Naima, what is your take about relationship among youth?
Relationships. I think humans are social beings and relationships are important, but currently we need to be very careful with who we pick to be our partners. And as you can see, like if you see it on the news, we have a lot of cases where our partners they hurt you and before you decide you want to stick with one partner, and you must know them first before you decide.
But what do you think? What is the cause of like this, let's say, violence? What leads to this violence? Because let's say I'm in a relationship with someone. Actually, for us to be in this relationship, we had a mutual understanding. So how is it that this mutual understanding goes to be like turned into violence? How does it turn to violence?
Well, first of all, I think the first thing you need to know is that you are an individual and you're responsible for your behaviors and how you handle issues. And before you pick someone, like you must know their weaknesses and how they handle situations so that you decide. You're a violent person, you either discuss it beforehand or you just walk away. Otherwise you'll be stuck in a relationship where you're fighting each other.
Do you think, let's say I'm in a relationship, then, or let me give an example of those who have been in relationship, then the tendency of violence and maybe one of the partner killing the other. Did it just start, did it just come out instantly, or is this something that he or she has been planning? Because like maybe you are in a relationship and you're like, nimekufanyia makosa and I'm like, huwezi kunijua utaona. Or is it something yenye unashtuka tu like, I want to kill you?
First, I wouldn't know because I've never inclined to kill anyone. But I think these are some things happen out of the blues, like when you get mad and you just you act, you act on your impulses. And I think it's important to learn how to deal with your anger issues. If you're a violent person, learn how to walk away or stay silent. And if you're this person that loves provoking others, you also need to be responsible yourself.
Do you think depression can also be a cause of this? Like maybe someone, maybe you've experienced something, now you are depressed and you are at a point of thinking that maybe this life is useless. I just need to kill myself, kill everybody around me, and now take out my life. Can depression be a cause of everything?
I wouldn't say depression is a cause. Maybe it might cause other things, but I wouldn't blame it on depression.
So what take do you think, like which way do you think we should go? Like, okay, sometimes let's say relationship is actually it is inevitable. As we grow, we want to be in relationship, we want to explore more, and we want to know more about ourselves and our capability. So what do you think? How do you think we can handle everything? And maybe if we, apart from, let's say, Highland, these students who are at the Highland institution, now let's go back to the teenagers. Yeah, there's these students maybe in high school and primary, because as we speak right now, I know there's a primary girl out there, a primary boy. who's in relationship? How can they handle it?
I wouldn't advise primary kids.
We didn't advise primary kids.
I wouldn't advise primary kids to be in relationships like you. Friendships, they should try friendships. Relationships are way too advanced for them. And as for youth, I'd prefer like you must know who you are. Because you see relationships, how you behave in relationships is affected by so many things. It could be how your parents treat you or how your friends treat you. It's not, you have to know that. And I'd advise people to read this book called Attached. It basically talks about how you are in relationships. Like there are four, I think there are four types. We have secure, insecure, I've forgotten the other one. But basically, if you know how you are in relationships and how you deal with people, it will be easier. You will know, instead of, for example, if you have a fight, you will know if you're the type of person to push away people or to talk about it or simply keep quiet about it. Once you know that, you will be able to live in a relationship peacefully, and also you must know the person you intend to be with.
Yeah, just like you had, know who you are. I think it's more about now self-identity. It's not about your identity like my mom's child. Of course, everybody is their parents' child. It's your own identity, your personality, and so on. But currently, now we are in a political era, and actually, youths are the target. Because during campaigns, you'll find that these politicians, wherever they are, like they're using youths to campaign. And after politics, youth are also the source of violence. What can you say about that?
I think it's very easy to sway youth to, because some people will basically just vote for you or support you because they either know you or you're from the same tribe, if I may say. And you must know what you want for yourself and for your country, because you see, at the same time, maybe you support someone, and then when they finally get there, you start complaining, oh, we don't have job opportunities, the country is going wrong on this side, or you complain a lot, but you're the first person to support people who do not want the best for you. So before I'd advise youth, before they decide to support a politician, they must sit down and evaluate them. Like, do not make a decision because either you know them or you must know what you want.
But sometimes if you tell a youth, let's say, I will give you an example of campus students, and to tell you the truth, we as campus students, in fact, we are preparing so much for this political election, political era, because we know this is where we as campus students will also get at least some pocket money. Yeah, because these politicians will come give you money so that you can vote for them, also that you can help them to invite voters. And sometimes money is the cause of is the root of all evil. You can't just avoid money, because hata mimi nikiletewa pesa sahi, God, I will still accept, I will still take the money, but I think it's all about our decision. Maybe you can take the money, but ikifika kwa ballot paper, nani atajua ulivotia nani? But then again, how can we avoid this money? Do you think it's really easy to avoid the money?
Well, I think the lack of money is the root of all evil to begin with.
Yeah.
And these campaigns, they normally give you like 100 shillings, and honestly, it is important, especially like if you're a campus student. Sometimes you're really broke and you need that money, but you need to think of long run, because right now you might get that 100 shillings, but is it really going to help you in a year or 5 years time? When you've elected the person that gave you that money, will it really help you? Will you even remember it? I think we need to think about that.
And do you think we as youth have the rights to get frustrated maybe after electing, like maybe leaders with, can I say leaders with no integrity?
Yeah, you should be frustrated. I mean, you are the one Like
But you are the one who accepted the money. Actually,
yeah, every decision that you make, it has a consequence. So that will be the consequences of your decisions.
but now that we make the decision, how comes it is us again who are involved in killing? Because actually, killing, like, let's say there's a riot, 90% of the Protestants will be youths. They will be the one throwing stones. They will be the one like doing every shit out there. But then again, we are the one who elected these leaders. Cause I feel like it's kind of contradictory. Cause we elect them, then we are there outside again, throwing tantrums over nothing.
And that's why we need to understand ourselves. We need to understand that sometimes we are the problem, we're the cause of the problem. Yeah.
So how can we change this? And how can we change it?
By simply knowing what you want. If you want a peaceful country, if you want, because right now you might be out there throwing stones, you will hurt someone. For example, you might hurt, or worse, get killed. And you know that is not just about you anymore. It's about your family. It's about the people that know. You'll be putting people through a lot of pain simply because you could not solve things like an adult.
Well, now let's say it's about knowing yourself, right? Let's say, for example, me and you, yes, we know what we want, and we know that maybe we want a better Kenya, a Kenya where we have job opportunities and whatever. But how can we convince others? Because actually, it's not everyone who believes the same. Because it's like, how can we go out there and convince these other youths and like help them see the reality that what you're doing is not actually what is it's not what you're supposed to do. Like you are on the wrong track.
Well, first of all, you need to know that not everyone is going to agree with what you're saying. And if someone does not agree or disagrees with what you're saying, you need to agree to disagree. You know, like there is no need for you to impose your beliefs on me. When I just tell me, like talk to, like the way we're having a conversation right now is what we need to do in a respectful manner that does not offend you. And that way, even if I do not agree with you and you've given me good points, like also don't come to me and tell me, let's not fight because we'll have a good country and stop it at that. That's not very convincing. But if you actually give me the points and you do it in a respectful manner, even though I won't agree with you, I'll probably sit down later on and think back and see the sense in what you're saying.
Do you think our contestants, like those who are vying for seats, can also be a route of change? Because let's say I am a contestant, right? Like we are like three contestants, but somehow all of us have the same ideology. Like we want a better Kenya, we want a peaceful Kenya. So if these contestants, let's say all of them have the same ideology, do you think they will have that ability to change now the mindset of these youths?
Yeah, once I think when you're a leader, you have that power to be able to talk to your followers or for lack of a better word, followers. And once you're a leader, you have that power and you can be able to talk to them, especially when you do it in a manner that represents who you are and your beliefs. Yeah.
Now, let's move on. Like you between 19, the age of 19 to 24 are in the university. Like maybe not just university, but let me use a general term, higher learning institution. What is the experience out there?
Experience, could you elaborate?
What I mean by experience, like what are the challenges they undergo through out there? Like is their life that smooth?
In campus?
Yeah.
Well, it is just not. It's not easy. It is an important experience, but it's also not easy. Like we have there's a lot of peer pressure. There's also a lot of pressure. Like you have studies, you have deadlines, and people think it's a normal thing, but it's not. And we need to we need to discuss some of these things to take off that pressure. And yeah.
But let's say for me, for example, when I was in high school, my teachers used to tell us so many kwa bidii, ukienda university itakuwa raha, itakuwa when I was reading or when I was studying in high school, I was preparing myself for a smooth life, that life where you are just free, like there are no much struggles. Do you think there's a need for this teacher to tell the student the truth?
Well, it is sort of the truth. It is the truth in some way, because it is all about your mentality too. As much as it is tough, I also have fun. I don't know about you, but personally, campus has proven to be a really important time. It is not entirely true that campus is all about fun and girls and doing what you want, but there is some truth in it, because you can actually decide whether you will attend classes or not. And if you attend classes and if you think that your teachers lie, just know you're a smart human being, because you're doing what you're supposed to.
But then actually I think that the advice the advice we were given in high school is actually affecting some of us, because like ukitoka high school uliambiwa campus is a free life, it's all about girls, it's all about whatever. Now when you come here, I think you have that mentality. Now for you to change from this mentality now to another one, I think it will take time.
Well, honestly, we know that when I was in primary, I used to be excited about high school, and then when I got there, I found out it was not as exciting as I thought it would be. So, like, if my teacher told me that campus is going to be another 4 years of living hell, honestly, I wouldn't work hard to get here. So, I think all they're trying to do is to getting you focused so that you can come to continue with your higher learning.
So yeah, there are challenges, there's experience, and I think campus life just contains so much, because this is the way you get through stages of life. Because actually this is where you learn to differentiate between wrong and right. You learn to differentiate between who you are. Then so how can we handle these challenges? Like how can we go through this stage of life without falling down or without going the wrong track?
Well, you need to understand that life is not a straight line. Once you understand that things will always be good and then they will not, as in it will be easier to go through the times. And you must know what you do when, for example, when I'm going through a rough time, I honestly put all my frustrations into physical exercise, because that's just how I handle things. So once you know, for example, for someone else it could be sleeping or it could be swimming or playing video games. Whatever it is that you do, you must know what makes you calm down or takes your mind off things, and you must also like be ready to change your perspective. It's not like try reading books that will help you see things differently. Yeah.
So it's like basically trying to find out how you can manage yourself.
Yeah, and if it gets too much, you also remember that you can talk to other people. Like you must have a close friend who you can talk to, or a parent. If you have a supportive parent, you could give them a call. Personally, when things get rough too, I call my mom, talk for it, and I feel better. It doesn't fix things sometimes, but it helps me calm down. Yeah.
But do you think like parents should care more about their children? Like I can give an example. Like we are in school. Like now parents are only concerned about like money, food, whatever. But now they are they are not much into our mental health and our emotional health. Do you think there's something that should be done?
Some of our parents do not even get the chance to be in campus, so they honestly don't know what you're going through. It's for you to tell them. Some of these things they honestly don't know. You just have to tell them like, mom, when I'm in school I go through this and this and this. because all of these things they don't. Of course, they're worried about your school fees and what you're gonna eat and shelter. It is their responsibility, and I think they're trying their best to keep you afloat.
You know, by the way, okay, it's upon us to tell them, right? Now, imagine yourself now, or maybe let's say your parents, you can talk to your parents about relationship, but you have these parents, unapiga tu simu na unaanza tu, mom, like I'm not broken, you know, can you imagine that reaction?
Yeah,
Mom, I'm at broken, then I think it will just be an outburst. Did I take you to school or whatever to maybe go find men? You know, like some things, their reaction is what is like taking us away from them.
May I have a typical Swahili mom, and there are some things she does not want to hear, you know, because I don't even know how it works. Because like your parent expects you to not date but somehow get married. I don't know how that happens, but
You still get married or you
You
find
have to
your
get married.
find your husband somewhere, ama ule auntie yako atakuletea kijana ya rafiki yake, and I feel like he's good, go and get
Yeah.
married.
honestly, I don't know if your parents is moving with the current times and they know things about relationships. I don't see why not you can't tell them. But if you have an African mom, like some of us, please do not tell them. But that is my personal opinion. if you feel like you should tell them, then I don't see why
No,
not.
I will advise the same. Like, if you know your mom is a typical African woman, then you are there. Hello, mom. Like, I was in a relationship with this guy. He got me pregnant, and
Well, don't get pregnant. There are contraceptives, and you should learn about those, or simply abstain.
contraceptives are abstain. But and nowadays, I've heard that use of too much contraceptives, yeah, like affects our health.
Well, I was listening to the radio the other day, and the host was saying, don't just go and get any. Like, try to discuss this with your doctor first. And okay, I hope my mom does not watch this. You do realize condoms are the safest option you've got, no? because it's not something that you put in your body.
Just mtaruka hiyo part.
But honestly, this is a conversation that we also need to have with our parents. It's not. It shouldn't be something that we are shying away from, because it happens, and there's no need for you to be out there thinking, oh, my child does not do this, and then I have a grandkid. So please, it is. I think parents should sit down with their kids and talk about it. For example, my mother, when I was in primary school, she went to the clinic, and I was, at that time was living with my brothers and sisters, like a whole bunch of us. Not that. and she did not want to have that conversation, but she knew it is it is her responsibility. She simply brought a lot of condoms and put them. I threw them out. I threw them out because I was like, "What are you trying to insinuate here?"
But I think we should.
But that was her way of trying to communicate something. So
I'm trying to tell you, this thing. Even if I don't say, you should know what it is.
Yes.
Yeah, I think that actually it's time parents face the reality. You can't just assume that we don't know. That we know. Some of us even knew from the age of 10. It's just that we didn't want to show you that, Mom, do you know I know what is sex? Yeah. And do you know I know what is condom? We were just playing low, like we were just lying low.
I personally did not know that until I was 18 years old.
Well, good for you. I also didn't know, but some of us in the current generation knows very well. Now it's high time they face the reality. Talk to your child about this. You can help them go through depression and all those emotional challenges they are facing. And again, Naima, thank you so much for coming. I really appreciate, and if given another chance, I would really like to host you.
Thank you for having me. It was fun.
Well, vile Waswahili wanasema kilicho na mwanzo lazima kiwe na mwisho. Now Naima, your last remark, and maybe ukitaka kupiga up mtu.
My God. My good Lord.
Wait, umeona crush mahali? Why are you blushing?
You know what I'm thinking.
What do you think?
You know what I'm thinking.
Well, I guess I know. Go ahead.
No.
There's no limit.
I would like to thank the people who will watch this, who are watching this. Thank you so much for choosing this.
Well,
And those people that give us good advice of that.
well, hakuna mshikaji mahali mwenye anataka kubig up like, oh God, babe, sweetheart, ama you are singular. You know, nowadays you girls are embracing being singular. And well, we can't blame them.
I am seeing someone.
Just here's the camera. Go ahead. Okay. She doesn't want to.
Yes, it
What's
is.
that?
You know, like I am seeing someone though, and he's a very nice guy who respects my boundaries and he knows how to communicate. I think, and I'd like to thank him for that.
Okay. I will also look for someone very soon. The next show I was in I'm also seeing someone and I would like to big him up. But for that, next time. For today, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much. Don't forget to share, subscribe, and leave your comment. We value your feedback. I've been your host, Sharon Awena. Till next time.